We are happy to announce that this episode of the SWW Show is partially brought to you by Humble Bundle. Well, not really. We are part of the Humble Bundle referral program, and we just wanted to say that if you like really cheap games and maybe helping charity pending the Humble thing going on, all you have to do is go to humblebundle.com/partner equals SWW. That's right, humblebundle.com/partner equals SWW. And you just do your normal stuff, and it just kind of helps us get a couple bucks here and there. Maybe it helps AJ get his lights. Maybe it's Mike camera. Maybe we actually pay Corey for helping us out. But again, if you're going to go buy games anyway, it might be worth checking out.
Hello everyone, and welcome to episode number 63 of the SWW Show.
I'm just saying, in a few months we're going to have a good celebration. That should be the one we do the celebration for, right? We do something special. Like that's the night time to go see or something.
That would be September.
Just saying, I can picture the stuff now. No.
Yeah, we're gonna do it live from a sex shop.
Look at that one. But yeah, hello, welcome. Oh, there you go. That was fun. Audio was fun. Yeah, welcome about. It says here that I'm curious that you have been doing some Ragnarok. You want to talk about that? Is that the survival? Like, am I picturing the game?
No, it's the sequel. I'm 23 and a half hours in now.
Okay.
And it genuinely feels like I've got another 60 to go. Like, I keep getting to the point where I'm like, okay, and this is where we progress. Nope. And this is where, and it's like, every 5 hours it feels like, okay, the show's got to get on the road here soon.
Mm-hmm. So do you think the first one's better then? So far?
No, I've enjoyed the changes that they've made with Ragnarok. I've enjoyed. Yeah. So
how do you? I'm trying to think how to ask this. Kind of. Do you feel there is? And I haven't even finished it, but obviously, kind of people know it. Kind of. Do you feel there's kind of this oxygen more of people wanting more of this, or are you kind of feeling kind of like this is enough?
I feel like Valhalla proved that people like this game.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I don't know the end of Ragnarok, so I don't know where the story goes to if it's open enough to do a third one.
Mm-hmm.
I know, the reports are that Corey's done.
At least with that, I think he's working on something. He's still there. It's just
yeah. He's not working on God of War anymore. The thing of it is, like, they could go so many places since they've done this. Like, Kratos conquered the Greek world, and so now he's rampaging through mythology.
And I do think there is something cool about that. Like as a base concept, I did appreciate this transition. I think it's really cool. Like at the same time, I could see where like imagine now it's like every 2 games it's just a new god set. It's like at some point that is a tiring formula, especially with how long these games take.
Yeah.
But if this was the early 2000s, like, and this is what they did instead of going to God of War Ascension, that'd be very interesting. They just went, we're making still God of War, but new sets of gods, let's go.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know where Ragnarok's going to end in terms of Kratos and Atreus and stuff like that, but it's like, if they were to I feel like if you're gonna make another one without resetting the world, you have to keep it in Norse.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Just because of how they've built up the characters. But it's like, you know, I just started my rampage towards killing all the gods. Right? Like, I've killed one of them. And it's like, we're only gonna get, you know, I'm only gonna be killing more and more of them. So it's like, if there's no more gods.
Like, I think Norse is a mythology that still has, like, plenty of gods and actual numbers. But at a certain point, it's like, are we pulling out random D-tier god that don't... Like, it's the Greek problem of once you kill Zeus, or it's this problem of once you kill, like, the big ones. It's like Boulder. Let's do those, like, do I care if I kill random guy? Not really. I want one I've heard of.
Yeah, I mean, once Kratos would defeat Thor... It's kind of hard to come back from that. I mean, you know, Thor's obviously not the god of war, but
it's a similar moniker of just like once you get to that level of strength, you're like, how do I go back?
Yeah.
I want to shout out. First thing I wanted to shout out that I actually got around to playing was Power Wash Simulator.
Yeah, I've been hopping in and out of that on PlayStation.
You're gonna appreciate. I'm about to say the controversial thing. I don't get it. Like I tried it a bit. I tried some levels. I don't functionally understand the joy of the game, I guess.
I could see it being fun with like other people.
Maybe, but like to me a lot of it is like functionally I also think the controls are such a level of tedious that like sometimes finding the arbitrary spot that's dirty is not obvious.
Yeah. But I mean, if you had, you know, if that was the game that you and the buddies played, you know, it's a super straightforward, it's not difficult.
And I have to appreciate the amount of DLC they have with like random stuff.
Yeah.
Like all of that together equals like, okay, no, there's certain things here that are great.
Yeah, I mean, I get the game, but yeah, to get into that flow state that you would need to really enjoy it, playing it by yourself would be very difficult.
Mm-hmm. Again, I'm not saying it's bad. It just is one of those ones like I just don't functionally get it.
Yeah.
So, other thing on mine, Fortnite. I went to go check out all those new modes.
Oh, all the new
yeah. The Rock Band one is really cool. I just want to shout that one out because it actually plays like Rock Band. Like it actually plays correctly for all that stuff, which you don't always expect to happen. And then it's not in the stores later, but there is some going to shout out of there's going to be some new third-party controls come out that will work with it. So it's kind of nice having something akin to Rock Band kind of back in our lives.
Yeah.
The other one, it's kart racing. I think they're better kart racers, but it's kind of fun. Obviously, this is all fun because it's free to play. And that Lego stuff's really cool. They made Minecraft.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Like, I don't know. I want to know the amount of money they spent on this. Because there's no way it makes any sense from it being worth it.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, that was kind of the big ones there. Let's start with you for what we've seen. It says here you have is that Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Yeah.
Okay, so walk us through the remake of the surprise smash hit of the early 2000s of Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
It's not even a remake.
Yeah, okay, so walk me through, yeah. So it's the same name, right? Is it supposed to be the same people? Are they different? How does this work?
So, in the Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie movie, there are two assassins that don't know they're assassins. Like, don't know the other's an assassin.
The movie that, like, made them both household names, right? This is one that people refer to as, like, them being an A-list couple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Until suddenly, like, they become the target for each other. Whereas with the show, it's like they are John and Jane Smith assigned names. And like they're just like, it's a company that hires basically hitmen. Right? So they reference in the show there being low risk. I assume there's like some medium risk, high risk, and super high risk. And everybody is John and Jane Smith. So it's not, you know, they know what's going on.
So I understand it's not in the same world, but is it supposed to be like the same world as that other one?
No.
Like, is it just an arbitrary name that everyone's just going to point to, or is it like any level of relations?
I think the only tie is that it's John and Jane Smith and they're assassins.
Okay.
I think that's really the only tie. Because, yeah, basically everything else is, you know, different from what the movie was about.
So let's ask the awesome question. How is the show?
Good. It's funny.
I've been hearing, like, good things. That's why I was curious.
I think the two leads are very good. Obviously, it just reinforces my opinion that Donald Glover is just good in every role that he's in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's never a great actor. He's always just really good in what he does.
He's a fun actor. It's probably like he's a very good to competent depending what he's in, but always fun, and that forgives any of the faults.
Yeah.
Like there's community stuff, you'd be like, oh yeah, you can say you're not amazing early on, but like you're good enough, and then you just kind of run it the rest of the way.
Yeah. Like especially since Atlanta, which is really when I kind of knew who he was because I didn't watch Community. He found his footing and he just took off. And he's this suave, you know. What's the best way to describe it? He's the person I would point to if somebody wanted me to describe swagger.
Yeah.
You know, like 20, 30 years ago, it would have been, you know, maybe Sam Jackson at the time, Denzel. Now I think it's Donald Glover. Like,
yeah,
he's just, and dude is a stunner too. Like, very easy on the eyes, which I think helps a lot too.
The other thing you have here is the movie that won less. I think it was nominated for less awards than I thought it might be. Saltburn.
Dude, there's a reason this movie wasn't nominated for awards.
It was nominated for some, right? I'm not crazy, I thought.
I think it was nominated for a few. There's like zero plot line in this.
I've heard it's all vibes.
Sure. Saltburn is like a vibes movie, yes. In terms of why anything happens, fuck if I know. Like, yes, I watched it on a plane. That's not the best way to watch a movie, but I was trying my damnedest to pay attention.
You say that, but sometimes on a plane, you know pretty fast, because a film can't BS you on a plane as easily. Because you're like, I have nothing else to be staring at right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
It looks like Golden Globe is its highest award it was nominated for Best Actor and Supporting Actor. Or Actress.
Did not deserve that. I mean, not that the performances were bad.
Mm-hmm.
They were competent. But I was like, so what story are they trying to tell? Like, you know. Yeah.
Just no.
No idea.
Also, I'm convinced that Jacob Elordi is someone who didn't actually exist and then mystically is now everywhere, but everyone just pretended he was famous. Because I'm one of those people who, like, I saw him appear, like, a bit ago, and I'm just like, okay, who's this man and why is he in everything, apparently? Like...
Yeah.
Nice. The big thing I saw that I wanted to start with is, I saw Ferrari.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, that was kind of what I want to talk about, was... Like, it's good.
No, it isn't.
No, there are moments I think it's shot really well, though. I would point to of, like, when they're actually doing the race, I went, why is the film not half this? Like, that you could tell the people who shot it knew how to shot action scenes, but anything else, it's like, why? Like, I'm gonna be the other person second, too. Did we need the most graphic sex scene ever in this film? Like, I want to know why decisions about this film were made and told the way they were. Because there's obviously a story here that's compelling, and there are moments that are compelling. But, like, they didn't, like, make me care. Like, and also I just didn't care about, like, the stories that they focused on at Ferrari.
Yeah, I mean, it was... I had so many questions about why they decided to choose... Obviously, you have to tell the story of Ferrari nearly going bankrupt.
Yeah, I'm not saying don't tell you in the stories you did tell. I just wouldn't have focused as heavily percentage-wise as they did. Like, I would have probably made the love interest stuff either more of a side character stuff or show why it mattered more. And I think that was my problem. We just kept getting it. I'm like, I don't see why this... Because, like, the A plot was, is the business going to survive? And, like, the B plot is his love interest. But, like, you should have combined them more than using her as collateral. Like, that was the only time I felt like the relationship mattered.
Yeah, I think their biggest problem was they made a movie trying to tell the story of Ferrari, but they told, like, a 2-week story. Yeah.
And you could do it, because obviously we have stuff like Jobs as a good example, or like a super tight windows you tell stories. But, like, if you're going to do that, then you need to be, like, tighten your narrative really fast and make a point of being like, this is this tight window and we're just going.
Yeah.
With this, try to tell us a overarching story, but in a tight window.
Yeah, and I mean, like... Yeah, I don't know. I had so many problems with it, where I was just like... You guys had Ford vs. Ferrari basically put your story on a platter for
That's what I mean. Because of Ford vs. Ferrari, I just had high expectations, because I went, worst case, just riff into that film.
Yeah.
That's all we asked of you is, should we give us Adam Driver, who's going to be a better Ferrari, and just run into the film? Like, you don't have to tell us that story, but tell us a story that runs parallel to it where it makes sense. And I also go back to, your racing film, have more than a full-length race and a super short race. There should have been more.
Yeah.
Because the racing was the cool part. Like, shot-wise, the way it was, I thought. I liked the way it was running, like... But yeah.
Don't get me started on the inaccuracies about the racing.
Especially with racing becoming so much bigger than it used to be. It's like, you'd think you could find someone to...
Oh my dude, literally, Le Mans does not have a hairpin into the final. Famously, it's a double chicane. Back then, I think it was only one, but...
But you at least make it either make it accurate for now, or make it accurate for them. And you could have done either, and it makes it like there's a reason. There'd be reasons for both.
I mean, hell, even Gran Turismo did a good job of establishing track awareness. Yes, the vehicles were all wrong, but and like Ferrari got the vehicles right, but everything else wrong. Yeah.
I saw a bunch of other old movies this month, but there was one I wanted to shout out of these are the ones I enjoyed on this list. The one that I want to shout out that we watched, and I just don't understand why it's this highly regarded, prestigious film. Have you seen Midnight Cowboy?
Once, if I've seen it.
I don't get it. It's like it's always up there as like the one of the ones that people put to as like one of those films, and it's so slow. Like, yeah, I understand it's the 60s, 70s. Like, the movies are slower, but like even for that, it's one of those where it's just like I get it. It's like the beginning of Dustin Hoffman's career, and everyone points to that, but it's like
yeah. Yes, I've seen this. I think once.
Everyone knows this film because infamously the line "I'm walking here" comes from it. Like that. That's the big ooh.
Yeah.
So that's like a big thing. But yeah, we watched it. I don't get it. It's gonna be one of those films that like is like every time I hear people talk about like as one of the greats, I'll just be like, it is not. It's just gonna be one of those. Yeah. Jumping in, you were in Utah for a bit. I don't know if you had any fun adventures out west.
Yeah, I was snowboarding in Utah for a week. That's about it. I had a good time. It was just me. I went to the Hill Aerospace Museum, which is in Ogden, Utah. And that place is awesome.
Is it Ogden, Utah?
Yeah.
Huh.
They've got a B-1, a B-52.
Where I used to live in Florida, there was like that Air Force Museum right around, and they had a bunch of those kind of lying around.
Yeah.
And like it's always fun to see, especially you see like how small some old planes were, and you're like, this thing got across the ocean.
Dude, I forgot how small a B-52 is in terms of its fuselage.
Like a person gets dropped into this thing,
and literally, like it's not next to, but it's fairly close to the B-1. And the B-1's like, oh yeah, it carries like basically 2/3 of the payload of the B-52, but it does it at supersonic. And you know, it's this technical marvel. And then there's a C-127 Globemaster III next to it, which is just like a city block with wings.
I have been in some like big boys, like some like the very big like cargo planes and stuff. It is the other thing is too that some people who don't know, the thing with this true with a lot of these planes are they're made obviously to go like very fast, especially like the fast ones. So they're super loose on their paneling.
Yeah.
So it's really fun when you're near them and they're on. They're just leaking gas. I mean, like full on, it looks like a river is coming from these things because all the paneling when they go fast like locks up. So it's always this really fun thing of like, do we have an environmental problem here?
And they have a C-130 fuselage that you can walk in. And I'm just like, dude, I can't imagine sticking a fucking howitzer on the side of this thing. C-130s are tiny. They're probably like 7 foot across, 8 foot across. And then you're going to stick a goddamn howitzer in the side of it? Like, no, I'm good.
But yeah. Let's jump into we got some news. This was a month. Let's just start with the big one. Well, one of the big ones. Brian Allen, who owns I just saw Allen Media Group.
Byron Allen, not Brian.
Byron Allen has put in a $30 billion offer for Paramount Global, including everything, debt across the board. Like, I know we knew Paramount was having these problems. I know we discussed, like, they had that Warner rumor for a while. What is, like... God, well, obviously, media sucks.
Technically, this deal is only for a little under $14.5 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Because he would be buying out the rest of the shares of Paramount.
Right, yeah. The whole deal, the whole deal's valued at versus because he owns some of it. Yeah. But I was saying, so obviously, you're even seeing it now, I think, Dakota Johnson on this Madame Mo press tour is my favorite thing ever. But you see always actors talk about this collapse of Hollywood and kind of how to fix it and stuff. I don't think this will solve any problem. Right? I'm curious what this shuffling of Paramount to a new owner functionally would do for Paramount at all.
Here's what all these actors forget. We went through this in the 70s.
This very much sounds like the words Scorsese talked about when he came up.
Literally watch the fucking intro to Top Gun. Okay, it's on Paramount. It literally says a Gulf Western company.
I always forget that.
Hollywood was so bad off. Oil companies were like, fuck it, we'll buy studios.
And at least this is a media group talking about buying them. It's not
literally like
GE buying NBC.
Go watch a goddamn movie from this 60s and 70s, late 60s to mid 80s even.
Yeah, you were correct on that one. It's something funny. I was just saying more because there's obviously this bigger problem of and it's just more of, I guess I'm curious from their point of view, what's the value in buying that much of owning them for that cost of because obviously two media companies merge, you can merge stuff together, all that stuff. Is it just he's gonna buy them and try to shuffle out value and just kind of gut a bunch of it? I'm curious what at this point for these entities, where's the ROI?
Paramount's the last independent.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be part of it.
Because you want in, it's the easiest way to get in.
He wants to be the guy running the show when Paramount gets bought out.
That's fair. Then that you can see that just have an asset. It's just an asset that you could make it profitable enough to hold long enough to make it worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm just it's just one of those where it's oof. Next thing I just wanted to shout out was, because I would have just guessed this happened decades ago, is that Elton John's officially an EGOT winner.
The Emmy would be the one thing that I was like, obviously it's what took him the longest.
Mm-hmm. I just assumed he's written enough stuff that it would have picked up for an Emmy, maybe.
I mean, what, in terms of music? He doesn't do a ton of music for TV.
That's right, it's only TV. Yeah.
I mean, it's not only TV, but it's effectively only TV.
Does Emmys not do...
There's weird, made-for-TV movies and stuff. That's
what I mean. There's a lot of weird stuff. I know it's TV industry, but I just know Emmys have a lot of weird kind of...
Yeah.
So that's why. But yeah, I just want to say correct. But obviously, he's someone that, even if he hadn't earned it, I think we all would have agreed earned it in his life, of the people you think of that are EGOT worthy.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone questioned this. Next thing I want to jump into, this one we usually don't talk about entertainment stuff like this much, but I thought it was worth it because there have been these rumblings, and I think we knew about it, that Universal was building a third park down in Orlando. We officially know it. It is not the best named thing ever, the Universal Epic Universe, which will be a combination of 5 locations, including Celeste Park, which is just food and stuff, Harry Potter Ministry of Magic, Super Nintendo World, How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk, and I can't believe it, The Dark Universe Lives. Obviously theme parks or whatever, but I thought it'd be cool. I thought it's cool because it's the first major from the ground up new theme park we've had in a few decades in the US. So I'm very curious kind of how they're going to integrate a bunch of that stuff that you don't really get to see as much. Also, why
I
did they
mean,
just...
like Star Wars Land. Like obviously,
No,
this is like
I
a
agree. No,
full-on thing.
I didn't mean there was any of that they had guts, but like this is the first time you're taking like a fresh plot of land and going
Yeah.
from the ground up, kind of building up. And I
Right.
think I'll be interested to see how much stuff has changed because of that. Like, 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 even the newer parks like are like 2 decades old at this point. Like, how much of this technology has changed? Kind of, you're seeing it in Disney and Universal and stuff. So it's like, functionally, is it going to be now very different or not, or can they now make stuff like digital cues more common, like all that little like comment new stuff in theme parks you see. So, also, why did they bring back the Dark Universe?
I mean, I get it, right? Like it's gonna be all of the Frankenstein's monster and stuff like that. Yes, it's odd to call it the Dark Universe, but I guess you gotta name it somehow.
That's fair. It's just funny because obviously their history of the Dark Universe isn't the best. So yeah. Let's see. Next we have we know a bit more about Tarantino's final film, The Movie Critic. Mainly that Brad Pitt is in it, and there's kind of an assumption online that he might be the main character. First question, which I'm assuming the answer is yes. Are you excited for Tarantino's film next year? And then second question will be, do we actually believe this is his final film?
Yes and yes.
So do you think he's actually done? Because I don't know, 'cause obviously for a while it's kind of this, well, is he really done type stuff?
I mean, Tarantino is fiercely, like, he has been on this train for so long, right, that he was gonna do 10 movies, 9 movies, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. I think it's 10. 10. Good say for it, yeah, 10.
So, yeah, I think he's done.
It'll be wild. It'll be wild once that, because he is kind of, I think, one of the, like, he's one of the, like, final, like, of that, like indie generation became mainstream that I think kind of are, like, out there in the same way. Because, like, you obviously have, like, Fincher is now doing Netflix stuff, and, like, a few of those others just aren't the same way. Tarantino's kind of, like, the one of that batch that kind of is just there, doing, like, those films. So,
Yeah.
I just want to shout out something fast from the past. For this year, Bleedings next year, Jon Stewart will be back on The Daily Show, just on Mondays, over on Comedy Central. It's still wild to me they ended The Daily Show, and the reaction is, to be back, it's just like, we need Stewart back.
I mean,
It is what it is. And then we have 2024 Oscar nominations. I just wanted to point out the big count for them. Obviously, Oppenheimer has the most with 13 nominations. Poor Things at 11. Killers at 10. Barbie at 8. Maestro at 7. Honestly, the thing that shocked me the most is how Barbie almost got passed by Maestro for the Oscar nominations.
I'm surprised Killers has 10.
Same, but you could, like, I feel like the actors and director ones would be kind of where, like, it would, where I thought it would have a good shot of shining.
I don't know. Like, Oppenheimer, it's going to be tough to beat Cillian Murphy for Best Actor. Supporting Actor, I think they have RDJ.
Yeah.
Right? He's really good in that. Director,
is it Nolan?
I would give it to Nolan because Nolan at least, like, yes, he made a 3-hour epic.
But you could still, as long as it's good, you could still win for that. It's like, it's kind of
Right.
like we've never like it's a harder thing if you're doing that high of a bar, but like if you hit it, I think it's worth a ton.
But Oppenheimer at least respected your time. Killers of the Flower Moon is 3.5 fucking hours long, and it does not respect your time. So, I would not give it Best Director. Um, Actress, maybe. Although I think Emma's got that.
Stone.
Yeah. Supporting actress.
Emily Blunt.
In Oppenheimer.
I have heard Davine Joy Randolph being excellent in Holdovers. That's one I could see being a maybe.
Yeah, I haven't seen Holdovers.
I'm going to say the thing of, obviously I don't love Barbie, but even in general, I do not understand how America Ferrera got nominated. Point blank.
Yeah.
Like, it does not make any sense to me functionally. Like, of the, movies this year, I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
I guess if you're going to say, oh, who's our supporting actress? I guess it's her.
Her, and that's fine. I just mean of what she's against, I would nominate her. Like, think she gets it. Or she should be nominated.
Yeah, that's a rough look.
Like, that's what I'm referring to. I understand that she's the nominee of the movie, totally. But, like, no. In the same way, when I look at Best Actress and people are upset that Margot Robbie isn't nominated, who are you removing from this list to nominate her?
I mean, also, like, I hate to say it, wasn't that great of a performance.
And I do, but I'm playing in the reality of, like if you're gonna make these arguments, like, look at their competition, look at there. It's like, I don't get. Also, Best Animated Film, and I'm being serious, is Turtles Got Robbed.
Hold on, I'm just looking at this. I guess it makes sense that Miyazaki
I don't have a problem with.
Finally gets his due.
I did not hear amazing about Elemento. And Spider-Man being here, I don't have problems with in the slightest. When it comes to the other two, I have heard of Robot Dreams. I've not heard of Flamana. But I was arguing of Turtles, legitimately, but I think it's excellent film this year. I think it played really well, and I think it did cool visual stuff animation-wise, not to the level of Spider-Man, but I think in a very similar way. And I do think we should be awarding that type of stuff too.
Yeah. I think this is, unfortunately, right? I think this is Miyazaki's, this is his year. I do. Of the animated films, I think it makes the most sense for him to win. Well, and not only that, it's okay, he finally, released one in the States.
Mm-hmm.
Officially. Let's give him his due. Kind of thing. Cinematography, Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Costume design, Barbie.
Yeah, that's what I would be upset at if they won.
It should. If something else wins that, it's a disgrace. Achievement in directing, Oppenheimer. Documentary. I haven't seen any of them. Same. I've heard good things about Bobby Wine. Documentary shorts, haven't seen them. Editing. Killers of the Flower Moon, that's a disgrace. That film has no ending.
Would you be more offended if that won it, or if The Irishman won it?
Probably The Irishman, honestly.
I was saying, because I think we both agreed that this is a better film than The Irishman.
Yeah.
I think I like it more than you, but I think we both agree this is not.
International feature, haven't seen any of them. Interested, but haven't seen any of them.
Nice. And then the final film stuff while you're looking at that, by the way, and this broke today, is Disney is buying a stake in Epic for $1.5 billion, and it's going to focus on some sort of gaming world. The big thing that I think needs to be discussed here that people have been noticing is Do you notice the lack of the word metaverse anywhere in this announcement?
Thank God.
Like, hear me out. The reason all this was always done was it was always just game tech and we're just rebranding it. But it's interesting to me how very clearly those words are not being said in either direction.
Yeah.
So,
all right, best original song. 2 of them are from Barbie. Have no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Which one wins?
Okay, so it's the...
It's I'm Just Ken, and then it's Billy's...
Give me the 5. What are the 5 nominees?
For original song?
Yeah.
Fire Inside from Flamin' Hot. I'm Just Ken. It Never Went Away from American Symphony. Was Haze, A Song for My People from Killers. And What Was I Made For?
Can I be, like, objective if I was giving this? I would choose I'm Just Ken.
I think that would be the most fun.
So my argument is, and I don't think you give awards solely for something being popular, but I do think it counts for something if something's close. And then also, like, my problems with that film is not the soundtrack of that film, point blank. Like the soundtrack is the strength of that film. I don't think it's like an amazing soundtrack, but like of the positive parts of that film, it's the soundtrack.
Right, yeah. And I mean, we've seen in years past where, you know, like Bond songs that become popular win it because they became popular.
Also, this film, do you know what I'm going to say was the film what was stolen? What award, who should have been nominated in this one?
For?
The best original score, or the song.
Original song? I'm assuming Turtles, I haven't seen it, but...
Asteroid City. It's like that song he like sings in the prayer.
Song he sings.
I can find it. Asteroid City.
I mean, you want to talk about Asteroid City getting robbed. It's not in production design.
Oh yeah, also it should 100%. The Dear Alien. It's the kid doing it.
Oh, man. Eh.
But yes, no, I 100% agree. That movie should have been nominated for some stuff. But yeah, jumping into anything else, unless there's any other Oscar things that you saw.
I think it's... Ooh. Achievement in visual effects. We have Creator, Godzilla -1, Guardians 3, Mission Impossible, and Napoleon.
Ooh.
You have 2 films that are relying on a lot of practical effects in Godzilla and Napoleon.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have 3 that are... And I guess Mission Impossible, a lot of that stuff is physical and then just, like, painted out.
Mission Impossible to me, because a lot of the stuff is, like, the way it's shot and the reason that stuff's cool, is super hard to give awards for why it's cool.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's almost a production-y, like, best producer type award than, like, best editing almost. Like, I don't know, like, just because the way it's a because of what we're practically doing and because he's going in the air and because of how we're shooting it's cool, less than the edit to remove the background.
Yeah. Adapted screenplay.
It's still weird how Barbie's in that category.
It makes sense. When you remember what that category is for, it makes total sense.
It just feels weird because it's the only one that's, like, not a story.
Yeah.
And it's weird just because it's not a character with a set story.
Right, yeah. Yeah, back when it was originally, like, best adapted, we weren't having, you know, dolls that have no, like, at least G.I. Joe had the cartoons and stuff like that.
Like, that is the story at that point we're running off. This is like when the Lego movie gets up and you're just like, where does it go? It's one of those.
Like, that's yes, it's adapted because it's adapted off of
a physical product.
A medium, but yeah.
That makes sense. Let's jump into some wrestling. So I want to get your picture, right? So I'm seeing Newsbreak, and you're on vacation, and I just text you saying, Google WWE. What is your reaction to this? And we'll get to why in a second.
Well, I saw your text around the time that I was going through Twitter, so...
Okay. You saw the news breaking.
Well, the news had broken, but yeah.
So people who are unaware, Vince McMahon is out at WWE because in an investigation, let's just say some very strong evidence via mostly text came out and leaked online of...
It's court documents.
Oh, it's court documents. It's court documents.
Yeah.
Let's just say Vince McMahon did stuff that might be worse than all of us physically thought him doing, which I think is pretty damn impressive. But holy shit. To the point where blackmailing wrestlers to make them re-sign. But
from the sounds of it, right? Like what he is supposedly involved with this is nothing. Like, we haven't even cut into the iceberg.
No, like, this is like, Vince McMahon has a real chance of he might die in jail, pending how fast we get to trial.
Yeah.
Like, and to the point where one of the wrestlers involved was Brock Lesnar, and he's just scrubbed off everything WWE. Brock Lesnar does not exist.
His name was never mentioned, which I thought was very interesting.
But we all knew who it was, because it was not CM Punk, and there were only 2 UFC fighters that they could have been talking about.
Well, Punk wasn't even a UFC fighter when this was going down. So.
Right, but the point is, like, they're talking about a WWE guy who was also in UFC. It's like, okay, we know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, and the thing of it is, like, his name not being mentioned makes me think it's one of two things. Either he's cooperating,
which is very possible. We don't know in the background, obviously.
He's cooperating in the investigation, so he doesn't need to be named in these documents. Or it ended up being consensual between the two of them.
And just end up more being an example of shitty behavior.
Yeah.
Because they can still do it. It's
because
just more
otherwise, like, if the shit was illegal and you have proof, you would use his name.
100%.
But the fact that you're not means something's going on. All right? Like, yes, he's being scrubbed. I mean... dude, like, that's nothing, right? Like, you've got Hulk Hogan back in WWE, and that man hasn't changed a day, no matter how many prayer t-shirts he wears on Joe Rogan's podcast. He hasn't changed.
Hogan teasing himself at Royal Rumble was the funniest shit at the retirement home that morning. Fight for him said a thing to WWE being like, is he clear to fight? They're like, no, he is not.
Yeah, God. It's like, am I bummed that we'll never hear that guitar lick again? Yes. Most likely. But yeah, also, like, that's nothing. Like, if we want to get into it, Lawler and Flair should be in prison for multiple life sentences.
Yeah. It's so the reason I completely agree with you of there are shittier wrestler and shittier things I'm missing out there It's interesting because I feel like we're in this era now where like it's less shitty things are happening in the open, so this price stuff probably hits more too.
Yeah.
Like the industry isn't what it was in the 90s and 80s.
Oh,
like,
no.
You cannot get away with the shit you did.
Even the early 2000s. Like...
Right. Like that's what I mean. Like I bet you that's partially why. Like I agree with you. There are worse things that we've heard and happened, but like this is a like pure leadership and it's more in isolation because that stuff doesn't happen as much.
I mean, I'm honestly still amazed that they even brought Vince back.
Yeah.
Like, they had everything that they needed to fire his fucking ass the first time.
You could even sue him even using minority shareholder rights.
Yeah.
If someone's such a liability, even if they own a majority of a company, you get rid of them.
And the fact that they didn't.
And especially because they listed Vince as a liability in their legal filings.
Yeah.
Which like, is what you need to get rid of someone.
They're like, hey, our CEO is a piece of shit and he's got a lot of baggage.
I feel like it might affect our valuation. The CEO listed in your evaluation. Like a negative. God.
I mean, dude, Twitter's gonna have that, right? Like,
yeah, but they're a private company. Like now, no, because he owns it. He's not the CEO, at least. But yeah.
Yeah.
God. Which I was reading stuff how Twitter was run the other day, and it blew my mind how inefficient. But
I mean, dude, news. Literally, I saw the Drake video on my main timeline. Why?
I am not posting that anywhere.
Why am I a white dude in his late 20s that doesn't follow any of the hip-hop accounts? Why am I seeing a video that's supposedly Drake hung like a goddamn horse, rubbing himself? Like, why was that the second thing I saw on Twitter the other morning?
To wake up. I can only imagine waking up to be like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I was waking up and I'm like, okay, like, let's see what's going on in the world. Like, went to bed early the night before, so I was like, let's just check to see what happened. Why am I looking at a horse cock right now?
What is it, Drake?
Yeah. I mean, good for him, but
like...
Also...
Speaking of Drake, we'll go Drake talk in a second. Did you see my favorite concert moment of all time?
Which one?
So he was doing a concert somewhere, and the song with Rihanna came up, and he just went, I don't sing this song anymore. You guys have to sing it for me, and just put the mic down.
Doesn't surprise me.
I have a question. Why was it on the set list? He made the set list just to put it on there.
I mean, if it was a tour and something had happened during the tour, I could understand it.
No, but this is not that case. We all know this is like a decades like. God. Jumping back to WWE news because that's all we have this for it. There's two things. First one was an unexpected news. Is starting in January, Raw and the entire video catalog is moving exclusively in U.S., Canada, UK, and Latin America to Netflix. Wow. I did not, of the people bidding, I did not see this one coming.
Netflix needs to get their shit together if they're going to run a live show every week.
I was thinking that too, of like,
because
do they have the because they did the one show they did was like they did a few like newsy shows, but those are not the same infrastructure.
Well,
of this.
They did, I think, Love Island's finale live, and that was a goddamn dumpster fire.
Sure. I meant more than a few of their new shows. I think they're doing like either live or like live premiering them.
Yeah.
So my question is on this one, I forget. The videographers and all that stuff, that's WWE's or that's the like video people? Like, is that going to be Netflix's all camera crew and all that, or is that WWE and they just give them the feed?
So I don't know how it works anymore. But it used to be that WWE's camera guys were the ones walking around.
Okay.
Any cameras that you saw that
That
were
like got in the
hard
ring.
cams
Okay.
were local guys. But that may have changed. So, because I know like AEW does regional crews.
Mm-hmm.
For the
I knew that
cameras.
one.
So, because like I was having a beer with a camera guy that was working an AEW show, and he's from like Texas or something like that. He was like, yeah, yesterday I was doing baseball or something like that, and today I'm doing this.
Oh, because he doesn't do it like full time. It's just more like so much. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, they're just like a regional crew, and it's like, oh, hey, like AEW's in Michigan. All right, well, we're using our regional crew.
No, then that makes sense.
So, yeah.
Nice. Yeah. And then lastly, WWE news. We just need to talk about this for a second. Is The Rock, the Cody, the Roman Reigns? What the fuck do we think's gonna happen? Do we think this will end up being a three-way match at the end of the day?
No.
Oh, what do we think? Is it gonna be a sorry Cody? It's gonna be a Rock versus Roman?
Yeah.
The rumors are that's what The Rock wants, is it? And it basically it's if The Rock wants it, The Rock gets it.
They had the opportunity to do this. And it's like, I don't know what Dwayne was waiting for. And it's like, it's like, oh yeah, let's screw Dusty's kid one more time.
Like,
literally the fucking reason that dude left to go start AEW was you screwing him. You book him to win the Rumble again. And he's going to finish his story and finally become a Rhodes to win the World Heavyweight title. Only for fucking Dwayne Johnson and his... Yeah.
My thing with it is, my concern is they're going to do a three-way, and it's going to end up being something like Cody pins The Rock, but like Roman did the work or some shit.
No, it's going to be Rock Roman, and we're going to get another year of lull Roman wins.
Because again, my problem is, when it's 1-1 like that, as much as the correct answer is The Rock should win, The Rock functionally can't win it. That's the problem.
They had the fucking chance. You had the chance.
Yeah, The Rock was in for fucking a month. like.
You had the chance. Just have Cody win clean. And then if you want to do Rock Roman, do fucking Rock Roman at SummerSlam.
So do you know the thing also that upsets me about it being The Rock, with it being The Rock Roman? So... We accepted wrestling for the last few decades, right? There's a generational match, right? So the idea is when The Rock became the person, right? And then The Rock handed to John Cena, right? It's this idea of that. Shouldn't it be John Cena handing the generation thing over?
Yeah, absolutely.
It shouldn't be like, no, don't get me wrong. I want to see a Rock match, but it shouldn't be like and like this is what it's going to be, this is going to be the generation-defining match for Roman. It shouldn't be that.
I don't want to see a Rock match. Because a Rock match where Rock is 50 is different from a Rock match where Rock was 45.
I'm wondering if there's a world where they try to make this not a 1-on-1 match to limit Rocks in match time.
No, they'll do some bullshit where the bloodline is...
Because I think the insurance risk is too high to fucking injure him.
Yeah.
Like, that's my guess. I'm not saying they're going to let him actually fight, but, like, there's still going to be a problem of...
He'll have him go on about his Rudy poo, his candy asses, this is that. You can turn it sideways and stick it where the sun don't shine. He'll hit all of his Rock catchphrases. and then he'll deliver a really shitty backdrop, and then a rock bottom, and then a people's elbow. 1, 2, 3. Roman kicks out of it right before 3. Roman will spear him. Solo will help hold Rock down. Roman gets the 3 count. And gets booed the fuck out of Philadelphia. I genuinely think if you have Roman win and we get another fucking year of low Roman wins, you're gonna lose so many viewers.
No, I agree with you. That's part of the thing too. But I don't love Cody as the champ, but at least it's someone new. And you go then came out because you didn't define
Cody as the champ is totally fine, because Cody has worked his fucking ass off to deserve this.
But also the big thing too is you can then divide the championship belt. The issue is you've made Roman the god, and how do you ununify it?
Well, no, it's totally fine, right? Like, Cody wins. Cody's a champ until SummerSlam. Loses to
whoever. The point is Cody can lose. The point is
Cody can lose.
Roman can't lose. And unless it is someone like The Rock, or mystically pull John Cena ass, or maybe Seth Rollins. Like, there are very few people that people believe Roman can reasonably lose to at this point.
I mean,
they need to make an event out of it.
Unfortunately, the one threat in the company is now being delisted. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want... Okay, who on the roster could legitimately beat Roman when Roman is...
we are not doing Roman Lesnar for the 10th... We are not doing Roman Lesnar for the 10th time.
No. What you do is you get Lesnar with the same heat that he had going into SummerSlam against Cena, where he suplexed Cena 18 times. You squash the shit out of Roman because Brock is pissed off about something.
I do like the Brock is the Hulk persona, where he is beatable, but if you piss him off, he's not.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate that, because the problem they painted with Roman Reigns is you can't make a god and then not have a second god to kill him.
Especially when the god that you've built... Literally every match that I've seen of Roman's since he's been champion is, oh no, there's... Roman looks like he's going to get beat clean. Oh, here comes the bloodline.
Yep.
And it's like, they did that at the Rumble, and I'm like, why? Just why?
Yep. But yeah, that was the wrestling news. Let's jump into some other news. Trailers, the one I want to shout out was there's the Avatar The Last Airbender trailer. I was gonna say it looks really good, surprisingly, but there have been some scary rumblings about some writing since then that have now made me a bit concerned about this show. But it does come out on February 22nd on Netflix, so we will know soon. But yeah, big one, obviously, Apple headsets out. Apple's AR stuff has been around. It looks like it's doing alright sales-wise. We haven't had official news on Apple. I've been seeing stuff that people have been estimating it's probably up to 100,000 in sales. And Apple is still projecting to sell 300,000 to 400,000 in the calendar year.
At $3,500.
Yep. So, B2B, I can see the market for this thing. And always it's just because stuff's dummy expensive, B2B, a lot of times. But there is no way in hell this is even fucking close to a consumer price point.
No, but what are you seeing? Videos on Twitter, videos on Instagram of
idiots.
Some overweight white dude with a fucking Vision Pro on his face walking around San Jose or something like that.
Wait, do you know what's funny about that is? You know it doesn't work when you move like that? So it's just him making shit up.
Dude, I cannot wait. Cannot wait for somebody to try this in San Francisco and get that shit yoinked.
Someone was on the New York subway. I'm like, you have the balls of fucking steel.
Like, you know, play that shit in a town where, you know, shit goes down. It's gonna go down.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm just like... And then the guy that's, like, driving his Tesla while wearing a Vision Pro, and I'm like... Dude, cops don't give a cop a reason to pull you over.
Mm-hmm.
He will pull you over. And then don't try to play the victim, because he won't write you a fucking ticket.
Also, he should write you a fucking ticket for that.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Jumping to stuff as it's out. Sony had probably their best showcase maybe ever. I wanted to shout out a few things that I know I feel like AJ was jumping up and door for. Death Stranding 2 was announced, and then Hideo Kojima's, we'll call it not Metal Gear, was announced for a PlayStation exclusive. I'm just going to start there. What was your reactions to Kojima everywhere?
Hey, Kojima everywhere is Kojima.
I got some other announcements there. Dave the Diver is getting Godzilla. We said some Silent Hill stuff, and then let's be honest, the star of the show for me, Judas. Ken Levine, I like how you just were like, fuck it, no one's making BioShock anymore, and just continue making BioShock just way smaller.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. It's supposed to come out next year. There's a bunch of other stuff here, but I don't know if any other things here stood out to you, but Judas at least was one I wanted to shout out.
Yeah, I mean, the next Metro, obviously it's odd because it's a VR, so it's not a full Metro. Rise of the Ronin.
It looks very interesting.
Looks interesting, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Silent Hill remake, like, and then, yeah, the Kojima stuff, like...
No, that makes sense. Some other stories we have here, I'm just kind of lumping these together because those are interesting. So first thing, it kind of came out that so there are these new AI tools NVIDIA's been kind of fucking with to kind of make stuff like NPCs really easy. So it came out both that Ubisoft and Tencent have been using these tools, at least in some capacity internally. Obviously, we've had a few other games kind of talk about using some AI tools. So AI in video games is happening, kind of, and I think in ways that we've seen some of that. The thing I wanted to combine this with, though, is the story broke tail end of last year, and it's just been one of those been sitting. But it's a story that I've been concerned about, at least kind of internally and stuff I've been working on, is the New York Times is officially suing OpenAI and Microsoft for copyright infringement. They're basically arguing that because their language models were using copyrighted articles and material, that the AI was learned off it and stole their copyright. I don't know. I have been talking to a bunch of my friends kind of that are in the space and kind of that stuff. The people in it are all like, this doesn't make sense. But here's the thing I stick with, though, from a legal standard is, even if it's not correct, I still think it passes a snuff test enough that how technical are judges, how technical are juries, where it's like, I think people using this stuff should at least 100% watch and keep an eye on this case.
Oh, yeah, I mean, like, obviously, this case opens up the death of these, large language models.
The death, it definitely in the short term opens up a bunch of uncertainty.
Yeah,
like in the way to watch.
By death, I mean like if it's shit, you need to pay because you've used all this stuff.
Oh yeah,
nobody's gonna make these anymore. Like that's more what I mean. Like it's not going to kill them outright. It's like
the technology is still there. It's just more of how
everyone's just going to move on and just be like.
The question is feeding it data and all that stuff now versus that. So it'll be interesting. Obviously, it's gonna be one that's going to take us a while to kind of get through. But that's been the thing I've been kind of very concerned about, of independent of if it's technically correct, if legally lawyers and judges look like it's correct, that's what kind of matters, and that's when we get too technical stuff sometimes. So it's going to be very interesting. And then lastly, before we get to
so here's what it boils down to, right? New York Times has blocked the OpenAI's web crawler.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, all this suit has to prove is that OpenAI accessed the New York Times post that
after
block.
Right, and that's going to be the key too, is they have to prove it after, because before it's actually not illegal to crawl web data. Like, it's legal to use the data, but you can crawl the web all you want.
Yeah. So it's like, hey, look, if that's going to be the key part, right, is that the New York Times blocked OpenAI. If they need one data point saying OpenAI accessed the New York Times data set post the block, boom. Like, the legal case is open and shut from that perspective of,
The game's going to be is, if that is true, though, it's what percentage of it's based, like, if New York Times can go, and they say win this case, the game's going to be what percentage of the model is based off it, too, and that's going to be the weird part for the penalty. Like, the penalty stuff's going to be super weird.
Yeah, I mean, AP, Axel Springer, like, they've struck deals with OpenAI.
Right, so, like, their stuff's in the clear, then, if you've struck a deal, obviously, even if this lawsuit goes through, because you've set a separate deal.
Yeah.
We will see. Let's jump into... This is also kind of breaking issue, very recent for us, is... So there are rumors going on this weekend that have since almost been confirmed, and I think we're going to hear more next week, that Xbox, the first-party games, are basically coming to PlayStation. Like, it's happening. We knew Sea of Thieves rumor has been happening, and now there have been rumblings of Hi-Fi Rush coming, Starfield coming, Xbox buying a ton of dev kits. What do you think? Is this? Are we seeing the death of I don't think it's Xbox as a brand. Do we think there will be another Xbox hardware if this goes through like that?
No, I mean, there will be a revision for this series,
and
that's it. Like, I don't think there's anything post the series in terms of hardware.
I think so, because it seems like that, and also just I would be curious, because the other big rumor was Gears and Halo. Once Gears and Halo come over to PlayStation, it's one of those where it's, oof, that is kind of their big hitters. Also, it's just so weird. It's gonna be so weird if once that full thing opens. Also, I'm gonna say the obvious thing of, if you're an adult and this is really, really upsetting you, what's the old saying about touching grass?
Yeah.
Have you been seeing those videos of those people, let's just say, reacting not as adults?
I haven't. This was breaking while I was on vacation, so I was kind of out of it, and then
a bunch
seeing the response
of those very social media Xbox influencers were throwing out their Xbox, doing those kind of videos.
Oh, I mean, that's all just for clicks.
Yeah.
Anyone that is solely focused on one thing, especially in a market like that, it's just not even worth it. Sorry, I'm watching a GIF of Swerve do the buckshot lariat.
It's amazing. And then finally, I just have to shout out to AJ. These are only the major game layoffs in the last month. This is not indie studios. like if there's any indie studio, it's like of note studios in here. Here are the following layoffs that we know of has happened. That's apparently it's a trend. Riot, Discord, Activision Blizzard, which including we've just found out, I think Toys for Bob just got shut off today.
Yeah.
Bosa, Twitch, Lost Spores, which was that team that Gearbox spun up out of Madison. Unity had some mass layoffs. Embracer just oofdas, including Eidos Montreal, I think, is about to get or has gotten slapped a bunch because their Deus Ex game apparently canceled. And 2K had a bunch of layoffs, including 2K Austin today, I heard got slammed. I just want to point out, that's like 30 days of layoffs.
Yeah.
The number estimates was that was half of the layoffs of last year.
Yeah, I mean, again, we're seeing these companies that maybe overhired pare down to what they actually need.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's part of that where it's like, okay, it was great that everyone was getting a job during COVID in games because literally everyone was hiring 15 different community managers because you weren't sure who was going to be able to do the job that day. But now that we're over that, like, yeah, you don't need 10 of the same people.
No, I agree with you. I didn't think all it was overhiring. What is very interesting to me is, obviously I have a lot of friends kind of on the inside. I know people kind of around spots. What it seemed to me was last year is, and this is not true of everyone, but it definitely seems to be true, is last year you saw a bunch of, like, tech roles really getting smacked upside the head, right? But what was interesting then was, it was the technical people. It was a lot of programmers. There was a lot of that, like, the technical people. The layoffs I've been noticing now, especially in games, and even in tech as a whole, have been the not programmers. Like, it's been the, like, as we said, project manager, or the secondary HR, or, like, it's been a lot of those.
Yeah.
And that's what's interesting, too, is, like, I'm not saying you're per se safe, because we've seen those people get hit, but, like, it really seems like they're way less likely to get hit.
Normally. But also, we haven't seen an era where you had to hire like that before, so...
Mm-hmm. I'll be curious also, if it takes this year to kind of get to normal levels.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll see a lot of these layoffs taper off, like...
Yeah, because I think part of it. I think there is a lot of truth of it's mostly was overhiring. Yeah. I think there's some unsustainability on the AAA space also, but I think it's not all actually collapsing, as much as like if you look at like I like the age-old stat of are we below or above 2019 numbers, and we're still substantially above 2019 numbers.
Yeah.
And like it's getting further out, so it's harder to use that metric, but it's still a good metric to be like, are we still in that overhiring space or possibly in it?
Yeah.
So, we'll see. I hope the best for everyone who's laid off, but oof. Hopefully, I'm hoping next month's list is shorter.
It should be.
It should be. We will see. Games. We have some dates. Game dates are still pretty sparse, but we do have some stuff. Helldivers 2 is coming out with this. Skull and Bones finally comes out next week.
Yeah.
Would you believe that it's actually a real game?
I mean, I've known it's a real game for a while.
but it's wild because it's a game that was announced a decade ago.
I mean, it's more of I'm ready to talk about it the next episode.
This is true. We'll have a good review of it next time.
We'll have a good review of like pre-alpha.
Yeah, we'll have a good discussion.
Yeah.
Terminator Dark Fate Defiance is officially launched on PC on February 21st. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth comes out on the 29th, because it is a leap year. Dragon Dogma 2 comes out on March 22nd. Stellar Blade comes out on April 26th. And then Senua's? Yeah. Saga, it's Hellblade 2, comes out to Xbox on May 28th. First, games coming out. Helldivers obviously comes out tomorrow. I'm really cool by obviously Final Fantasy VII. Also, we need more dates.
Yeah.
We have like no dates. So, we'll see. Movies. I did some digging. These are the three I saw on the list. Unless anything else caught your eye. The three I think would make sense for us is Argyle, Madam Web, or Bob Marley One Love.
Yeah, I mean, admittedly, I saw Argyle. It's fun.
Fun. I could find time.
Yeah.
Cool. So that is what we will be doing.
I forgot to put that. Sorry, I forgot to put that on the what we saw.
Oh. You were totally fine. But that's fine. We won't talk about it next time, and it'll be Argyle. I will be curious. It's one of those that from a trailer I could not tell you if I think it's going to look good or bad.
I'll just say it's fun.
Isn't that like the definition of Matthew Vaughn?
Yeah. It's a fun movie. Like, you'll have a good time.
Good. Perfect. Oh yeah, that and then that will do it for us. That is everything. Remember everyone, keep your jobs. Go play some games. And we'll be back next week. Or next time. But next week, we're back.
Go watch Hangman Swerve 3. That was on Dynamite February the 7th. Goodbye.
The SWW Show and all of its affiliate podcasts are podcast by me, Mike Maroney, and AJ Losi, sometimes by contributors, including Corey King. You can follow the SWW Show on social media at the SWW Show, or sooner or later you go to patreon.com/SWW to help us out. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day.